Right, it's just going back long time, but yeah, all through this you can see me old football kit. So I've got my Umbro top on there. I used to train in that a lot. And then various jumpers. But the fish, look at the fish. Crikey, there's loads of old horseshoe relics in here. Some beautiful carp. Typically of what the lake was known for back then. Just loads of scaly fish. But yeah, a lot of memories there, a lot of memories. This was all up sort of the Whitney bank one winter, this particular folder. I found the fish right at the top end almost, and fishing out long over silkweed, and they just kept on coming. So I was mega keen back then, playing football and training twice a week. And in between that I was fishing, so I was going straight from the lake to training and back home for the weekends to play a game, and back up Sunday night, yeah. But yeah, there's loads on here, but yeah, it's nice.
How does time go so fast? In fact, looking through our old pictures of Horseshoe Lake carp, we suddenly realised the memories captured here were nearly 30 years old. Yet we both agreed it only seemed like yesterday. Now this is something we've been meaning to do for some time, and that was to make a return to our roots, so to speak, and actually go and fish the wonderful Horseshoe Lake once again. Now we only had 24 hours at our disposal, but we couldn't wait to see this magnificent venue. It was time to take a walk down memory lane.
First impressions, Mark?
Oh, well, isn't it lovely to be back? Oh, it's been a long time since I set foot on this place, walked these banks. But yeah, it's lovely, looking beautiful, isn't it? It's all grown, everything's grown. Hopefully I've grown.
Mate, I was going to say, you haven't grown.
I'm going the other way.
I think you've shrunk.
I'm going the other way at the moment.
You've shrunk.
Horseshoe's going that way.
Yeah, what are you measuring these days?
I think I'm a 5'9" now.
No
Maybe
way.
even a 5'8".
Way.
Yeah, I'm getting smaller.
That's a 5'5", if ever I've seen it.
My posture.
I don't think it'll impact the spodding or the ability to cast it, will it?
We'll see. That's my excuse anyway. Get that one done. Yeah.
I tell you what though, Mark, it feels, first impressions for me, I mean we were kids really when we were fishing up here.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a lot smaller than I remember it.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you just grew up and you're used to fishing these sort of waters over the years and everything feels within reach, but I don't know. I just remember this thinking, look at the size of all that expanse of water.
When I turned up on that swim over there, which is the disabled point, and there was a big westerly blowing in there. And yeah, I just felt so daunted. I felt like that sick feeling in your stomach there, and totally out of my depth.
I think it boils down to when we think of the tackle that we had. I was using bait runners at the time.
Yeah.
6410s, spods made out of shampoo bottles. Rods that were 2 1/4 test curve.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, same.
I just don't think the tackle had advanced, and maybe everything felt like a struggle. Now, with all the tackle that's available now, everything feels that much easier to fish in these venues, doesn't it?
Exactly that.
Nice and weedy though. I say nice and weedy, it's very weedy.
Yeah, loads of weed about, but so far we haven't seen any fish yet. But we're gonna have a good walk round and hopefully bump into a 120 carp or 150 carp.
I'm hoping to bump into 800.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
800 carp somewhere with their dorsals out waving at me.
Too right.
Right, come on, let's continue the walk.
Horseshoe was a great learning curve back in the 90s, and it always taught us the importance of location. And today was no different. We wanted to find them before setting up. However, we'd forgot just how long it took to walk round looking in all the nooks and crannies. And in fact, a few hours passed in a blink of an eye.
If you were fishing here all season, Mark,
how
tempted would you be to get an electric barrow?
Oh, I'd be very tempted.
Mate, pushing your barrow around here for a season when you're on your toes chasing the fish with
No.
that would strip the weight off you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I remember doing it even when I was in my prime fitness football training, pushing a barrow up the Whitney bank. Oh,
Was that a fielder's wheelbarrow at the time?
Hell, yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a cart porter then.
No.
Eventually we found them. right where we started, on the end of the wind, right down in the bottom of Winter Bay. Now only a handful of subtle head pokes in the chop gave the game away, but that's all we needed to see.
Suddenly things have got a bit serious.
Come on, get it over and done with. I hate these things.
We've deliberated for so long. Do you want that swim? I'll have it. No, you have that swim. But most importantly, mate, we found some fish, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
And they are out here, which is the road bank of Horseshoe, just out where these weed beds are. I don't know if you can see the slack bits of water. So there's a swim down here, and there's this big old swim.
Yeah.
And it's now a case of who goes where. What do you want to do? Is this a is this a pick of stone?
This is pick of stone. Pick well.
What was the scratching of the head for? Suspicious. What I've
Right, ready?
what I've got a pick of stone.
You pick a hand, which turns it in, yeah?
Go on then.
Right.
It's not tucked down the back of your pants, is it?
It might be.
That's the thing, that you have to show me each hand. I will go with the right one. Yes! It means nothing, because it means the pressure's on me to choose a swim.
No, I picked it. You said got to pick one with stone in.
I said the right one.
Yeah, that's my right hand.
No, my right.
What?
I said the right one. I
Right or
pointed
left?
over there.
Right or left?
I'm not spinning round and going right and left your way. I said the right one. I pointed to that.
Oh my.
This is suspicious. Do you want to do it again?
Let's do a redraw.
What, I've got to pick your right or left,
Yeah,
have
right or left.
I? Oh, mate, that's confusing. Your face, you're spending far too long thinking about this.
Right, that's right, that's left.
That's right, that's left.
Yeah.
Right, I'll go with left. You tried to... Go on, what's the other hand? Right, is that right? Is that fair?
That's fair. That one was fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, the other one wasn't. You stitched me up there, but that's fine. Mate, you pick. Do what you want. Go on.
Don't think it makes any difference, to be fair.
No.
Right, let's have a little look. Well, like I said this morning, when I was visiting the shop, one thing that Mark desperately needs to have is food. So what have you got prepared?
Mate, I've had to buy a cheese sandwich and a banana, but not happy with the cheese though.
No?
Cheese sandwich, nah, it's
Is it pretty lame?
pretty grim, isn't it?
Well, that's right. I mean, what sandwich have you got me?
Ah, no, they ran out. When I went in there's only a couple left, so I could only get myself a cheese sandwich. But I know that you like fruit, don't you? So
Selfish.
I got your banana.
You didn't even think of me. You didn't even think of me. Wasn't even part of your thought
It wasn't.
process.
No, you're right. You're right.
Mate, this is absolutely awful. I know my place in this duo dynamic. Cheese sandwich for himself. Hold that thought. Look in here. Bags of food for Mark there. Bags of food for Mark there. But don't worry, he's got himself a cheese sandwich.
Oh, that time in the Donegal. He better catch some.
Mate, that's the biggest lead bucket I've ever seen on any angler known to man.
Yeah, well, you can never have enough leads and they sit in the back of the van. Well, why not?
How many you got in there? You must have 100 leads in
Oh,
there.
I don't know, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot.
We collect leads as anglers like pots of pop-ups, don't we?
I certainly do, mate. There's some relics in there, some really old ones.
Give me your oldest lead.
Oh,
Get the antique one out.
Oh, look at this. Now that is a lead that was designed specifically for this place here, Horseshoe. And it was, I think it was John Bryn maybe who made these leads. Used to buy them up here, but this one, I remember fishing this as a method ball. And it's brilliant because you've got these little ridges. So a little method ball, little short hook link, cast onto the gravel patches, caught loads of fish. I think there's one or two of them still knocking about in here.
You're not going to fish the method this session, are you?
Mate, I tell you what, if the fish were close, I think we're going to be fishing at range from what we've seen. But if the fish were close, I could always knock up a method ball for old time's sake. Get really messy, but...
Mate, it's like casting out a Christmas pudding.
It is, yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Right, let's go. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'll see you in a minute.
Well, in typical weedy water fashion, it's the height of summer and the weed growth is probably at its most prolific. And me and Mark have probably spent the last half an hour, 40 minutes trying to find some areas. We've got sort of drops in the areas where there's least weed. I'm actually feeling the lead down, but only just. Getting a little pull on it, presentable probably, but it's bloody weedy. So that will have to do, I think. Don't think we want to thrash it to the foam. What's that? That's 18.5 wraps, manageable distance, but it's incredibly weedy. All different types of weed as well, and some floating, which may cause a problem, but yeah, the fish were here. I think we've done a great job of probably scaring them off, but we have to find some areas that are presentable. We can't just chuck it and chance it. We want to be at presenting when the fish hopefully move back in. So I'm not hitting any strands of weed on the descent, so bang, yeah. I think that's as good as a spot as I'm going to find. Big question is, are we staying here?
Well, we've seen fish, so, you know, got to try and make it work in these swims, although there's so much weed. You know, we've been led in for the best part of an hour to try and find presentable areas, and the areas we found aren't great, but they're just about presentable, I reckon, with the right rig on. So, I don't know. I think it's got to be worth a night, because we've seen fish here, haven't we? So.
Yeah, and although a couple of swims are coming free, there's the white post coming free, the big double. For those guys that know Horseshoe will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just sometimes feel a bit weird going in straight after somebody else, because you're doing the same as them, probably fishing the same areas as them, and then you're on the roundabout of luck.
Exactly that. No, you're right. You're right. It is, you know, just following in people behind, but you know, that's the nature of the beast on these busy waters. But you know, who knows? Our plans may change tomorrow. If those swims are free and we see fish, we'll move into them. It's, you know, as simple as that. No shame in that. But I think for tonight, we've seen enough fish to sort of put roots down here for 24 hours, I think, or at least a night. See what happens in the morning.
The downside, going on the general consensus of what we've spoken with anglers, it's all day bites.
Yeah. So it's sort of.
We have to sit here at least until lunchtime tomorrow to see if anything occurs.
I think you're right. But you know, that's all right. I think we'll see a few tonight and see where they are. But for now, it's just finding these little areas, and we've both found some areas closer, and we've seen fish close in as well. So you know, I think we're on fish. That's the main thing. It could be a lot worse. We might not have seen anything, or might not be able to get where the fish are. But we've seen fish. So I think we've got a good chance tonight. Well, good chance tonight and tomorrow.
Right, I'm going to get set up then,
Right.
if that's the case.
Yeah, let's get them out. Right, well, I've just in, I don't know, not loads of bait, probably 8 to 10 spoms of pellet and a little bit of boilie as well. Kept it really simple, using our Royal Marine pellet, because a lot of these fish here they see pellet all the time through anglers and through probably the fishery feeding supplementary pellet. But I've kept everything quite small, so also I've put in some 12mm Royal Marine boilies as well, just to give me a bit of an option to fish as hook baits. And I've also got some edge pellets here as well, so I've got some edge hook baits which I really like, so I might be fishing them over the top of the pellet and the boilie as well. So gives us 4 options, make sure the fish don't get preoccupied just on the pellet. But the pellet I've also soaked up in our hot fish oil as well. Got great faith in the hot fish oil. It drags fish in from sometimes from the next swim or from a little way away, and I can see my slick, which is starts in my swim. It goes all the way through Mike's and all the way down to the far bank as well, and that'll be releasing little food signals popping down. Any fish going through that will hopefully follow almost that chum line into this area. So
You mean you're stealing my fish?
I'm trying to steal some fish from Mike's. I've seen far more over there than I have. Well, actually, we've just seen one bosh out not too far away from me. So,
Great.
but we've seen more down Mike's side. So Mike's in a dolly, I reckon.
And you put more oil on your pellets to drag the fish this way. Look at the slick out in front of your swim.
Yeah, I know, it's quite a bit there, but but you know, hopefully that's a tried and trusted plan. That, as it's always pulls a few in. So, and if anything happens to the baited area, I'll get a big plume come up as well. So it's a good visual thing. So that's the plan. I'm gonna get some rods out, dot them about. I think Mike's you're gonna do the same, aren't you? Been told there's a lot of day action, so we're sort of missing the day at the moment, unfortunately. But we get them all set up and see what tonight brings, hopefully.
This cheese sandwich is literally haunting me. So not only did Mark get his own dinner, or lunch shall we say, didn't even get me a sandwich, I've now found his rubbish. This is typical Mark Bryan. He's just a little magpie. He leaves stuff everywhere. He stashed his cheese sandwich and had the audacity to leave that rubbish stuffed in my bait bucket. So I've just got to put some bait out. Lo and behold, just a little remnant, a little reminder that he's filled himself up with a lovely cheese sandwich and I've had bugger all. I'll get you back, Brian, I'll get you back. Put that in the rubbish bin. Do you know what? Horseshoe was looking great these days. With 60 odd acres of gin clear water, approximately 800 carp to over £40, clean toilets, it had hot showers, fantastic security, and of course you could even fish it on a day ticket if you were a Carp Society member. Now, would our old method still produce the goods? It was time to put them to the test.
One thing I remember from Horseshoe back in the day was I used to do really well on really short hook links. So yeah, just for old time's sake, and I think it's very apt actually for the way we're going to be fishing. There's lots of pellets gone out, the fish are going to be clamping down, moving very slowly between the little parcels of food, if you like. And this presented on a leg clip with like a 2.5, 3 inch hook link, pulled into the bag, and I could just drop that out onto the zones. I think that's as simple as it gets. So just pull that through like that. And then I've put in, initially I've put in a bit of edge pellet in first, so I've got some small micro pellets, which isn't going to impede the hook point. And then I've got some bigger pellets at the end. But that's it. Nice and diddy, but hopefully that's going to catch us a fish.
You're going to put that hook link just clipped onto a quick change swivel on the lead clip, Mark? Is that how it works?
Yeah, exactly. So I've got a quick change hook link. Where's he got? It's here somewhere. There he is. So yeah, I got a quick change swivel on there, so I can just clip it on. I'll put a little bead on there just to put a little stop any danger of that coming out. Little lead clip, and then I can fish a nice 4 ounce heavy lead out there. And when the fish picks up, it shake the rig obviously. Lead comes off, and I'm then free into a carp, which would be really important with all this weed about. I want to dump the lead straight away. So yeah, it's a real nice little neat way of fishing, effectively like a little PVA bag rig, but with a lead clip system.
I mean, those coots are having an absolute field day on Mark's spot. But I've often wondered how much they can eat. I mean, there is a plus point to using pellet because over a period of time it does break down, so it sort of gets into the sediment, the oils and all the appetite stimulators and all the attractions sort of sinks into the sediment, so they're not picking up over a period of time sort of solid food items. They'll be disturbing the sort of sediment with all the pellet remnants in it. So but they're having a good go. They are having a right good go. Look at them. Yeah, I don't know how much they can eat and what their appetite's like, but they've been sat on Mark's spot for the last half an hour. But equally, I've caught carp at Horseshoe when those birds are all over your spot. You think, oh bloody hell, the birds are there. And I think at times they actually can be quite attractive to carp. You think all that noise underwater, them pecking around on the bottom, and carp must be so tuned in to understanding if the coots find the food, then the carp, I'd imagine, aren't too far away. Time will tell.
Oh, this is good news, look. Mike's into one. Well done, mate.
It's really strange. I had the take when all the birds were on top of me. Really strange.
You know when you think you're never going to get a take because the birds are all over you? And a typical take on mono as well, Mark. You know, it just pulls up and it takes the stretch out of it.
Yeah.
I actually looked out to have a look at the birds and I was thinking, there's loads of birds on me.
Oh mate, it's good.
I actually just reeled in my other rod because I was going to, I'm redoing them. So, great stuff. That's the result, isn't it?
You okay netting them, mate, or do you want me to?
Fine, mate.
Okay.
Just goes to prove, Mark, those pellets are still, we're still fishing after a few hours, even though all the birds are on top of us.
Yeah.
It's a nice fish, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
Nice scaly one. All right, just keeping him moving, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just getting over this bit of weed bark, I think we'll be there, I think.
Yeah, keep them coming. Yes! Well done, mate. Wicked.
Got him.
Oh, yes.
Oh, fantastic.
It was a nice one, mate. Nice linear.
That's
get in.
lovely.
Yeah, lovely. We get back and have a quick look, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, I better. Time is ticking on, isn't it? It's getting well into the evening now.
Oh,
So,
it's typical, mate.
yeah.
Everything's doing when everything happens when the light's fading. But yeah. So we got one. It's not one of the. It's certainly not one of the original carp, Mark, is it?
Doesn't look like it. Looks
No.
like the new
Yeah.
ones coming through.
Yeah. There we go. Well, all the fins are flat. Everything's nice and flat to the fish. Yep. There we go. Well, look at that. Perfect zip linear. In fact, we've just weighed it and it's 32 pound. So what a welcome back present. I mean, Horseshoe was always famed for its linear carp and it's fully scaled, although this is one of the old ones. That there is in keeping with exactly what Horseshoe was always famous for. You can fish it on a day ticket.
That's a lovely carp. Really dark.
Look
Beautiful.
at that. That's nice, mate, going into our first evening.
Yeah, we'll take that, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
Bloody hell, yes. Right, let's get you back, mate, because I need to get these rods out. There he is. That's a lovely carp, Mark, isn't it?
That's lovely.
We'll take that. Definitely. Wow. Fantastic. Well, mate, it's time to go. Here you go. Here you go, buddy. Let's get you off you go. Right, everything's a bit of a rush, as it normally is. It seems to be last night, but I'm just going to put 4 or 5 more spoms of the Atlantic pellets out. I've soaked them in the hot fish oil, so it's all nice and oily. And simple case of getting it out roughly on the spot. It's 18.5 wraps, just down the barrel of that tree. There he is. Lovely. Absolutely spot on. That's on the money, that.
Well, good night, mate.
Yes.
You look like you are in the best place possible. You've got a mozzie screen between me and you,
Very important.
which I haven't got.
Oh, mate, you're going to pay for that.
By the morning, I'm going to look like the Elephant Man. You look all smug in there with your mozzie screen. I don't even know if this will record through the mozzie screen. I'm hoping it will. I mean, it's really dark, so I'm trying to focus on you, but all right, don't rub it in.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is that any better?
Oh yeah, look at that.
There you go.
You look like a scary movie character. But yeah, have you done the mozzie clean out?
Yeah, no mosses in here now, mate. I've had a quick scoot round. There was 2 in here when I put it up, so they're about. But hopefully, yeah, that's the end of the mozzies for me, mate. They all. Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna leave you to it because I haven't even got my bivvy up yet.
And you?
Not properly, no.
Oh, no.
And you're fully encapsulated in a mozzie-free palace.
Oh mate, and we ran out of time. It's like 10 o'clock already.
It's 10 o'clock, mate. Yeah, it gets light again at like 6, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
I'll see you in the morning with a cup of tea. If
Sounds
not, a nice carp.
Yep, sounds like a plan, mate.
Yeah. Good luck, mate.
Right.
Over and out. Night, night, mate.
Well, good morning, and I must admit, it's a bit of an anticlimax. I'm just redoing the rods now because I haven't had a single bleep all night. I don't think Mark has either. Have you?
No, mate, very, very quiet, unfortunately. Apart from a huge group of birds on me in the morning.
Yes, same as me. They just literally have not left the spot. But I'm just going to redo the rods. I'm fishing slightly different to Mark. I like to tie the PVA bags to the lead clip or to the lead. I find drying it off with the pure muscle, because of how fine that powder is, it sticks to the lead really quickly. So not only does it give it an immediate sort of dry surface to tie the PVA bag to the lead to, there's a bit of added attraction to it as well, because it clings to the lead almost like a little paste. So I'm going to get that out in a minute. But one thing I've found, I don't know about you, Mark, is when you're fishing weedy waters, especially how weedy Horseshoe is at the moment, like Ashmead was a good example too. During the summer months, it's never that productive during the night. And I found when you look at the cycle of weed, it's drawing oxygen in at night, so it's sucking the lake of oxygen. And I've often found that, you know, the carp know that. They don't feel quite comfortable when the lake's depleted of oxygen. It affects their ability to digest food. It just affects their everyday life. Their currency in that world is oxygen, isn't it? But when it gets light and obviously things change, the cycle of the oxygen changes, photosynthesis starts to happen, and obviously the weed starts to pump oxygen back into the lake. And it's no surprise on weedy waters, as soon as it gets light and that weed and that oxygen cycle changes, things usually start to happen. So speaking to a couple of guys yesterday, Mark, they all said it's day bites. That possibly is no coincidence with maybe the assumption I've just discussed there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's an opportunity to maybe just freshen up the spots, get a couple of spawns back out on the area, get some bags tied to the lead, and then hopefully it'd be nice if you catch on, Mark, wouldn't it?
Oh,
To finish off the trip.
Yeah, mate, we've got the whole day though, haven't we? So, as you said, I think this is our best chance coming into it probably now.
Yeah, I'm not too disheartened at those birds though, because as we've seen yesterday, when they're literally all over the spot, we had a take as well. So, yeah, we'll get this one back out, tie a bag on, and then sit back and have some breakfast, because I am starving.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Right, let's do that.
Lovely. Right. And that's the rods all done and refreshed.
Well, this morning, mate, we have got a very fine selection of teas.
We have indeed. Yes.
I mean, I've done you a English breakfast decaffeinated. I've got a coffee. However, what was quite pleasant is we've had a letter through the post addressed to myself and you, Mark, basically thanking us for the podcast, and also basically saying that the guy in question is not too impressed with your tea selection, but equally not impressed with your cardigan and fashion either.
That's rude, that isn't it? It's rude.
You what?
That's just rude.
What's your verdict on it?
Well, I thank him for the letter and for the tea, but I do suspect that is someone just swiped a load from a travel lodge, I reckon, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's just it's like a hotel. That's a hotel sort of thing, isn't it?
No, well,
do you reckon?
No, I'm not sure it is,
Do you reckon?
because it's a guy called Adam.
Yeah.
It's Adam Walsam, and he's from up north. And like I say, he loves the podcast and whatnot. And he said, as he's a northerner, he sent us a specific blend called Lakeland Blend.
Okay, all right, I'll take it back then.
He says he hopes you enjoy it, and basically he's trying to wean you off of the Earl Grey.
Well, it's a tall order.
Do you think?
It's a tall order, but I enjoy going through them and having a go. So thank you,
no,
Adam.
we've got a right selection.
Yeah,
so
lovely.
big thanks to Adam. Very, very, very nice little gift.
Yeah.
But Mark's not impressed about trying to wean him off the Earl Grey.
Yeah, well, it's a big ask, but you never know. I'll tell you that Lakeland blend, we'll have that on next and see what you think.
Is it safe drinking items that have been sent to you in the post?
Well, raises another question, doesn't it?
If you fall asleep later on, or I fall asleep later on, in a hazy tea coma.
Mate, this could be sabotage. This could be a fellow bait maker trying to take me out of the game.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But Adam, it's worked because Mark's ditched the Earl Grey and he's got an English breakfast. So
Yeah, we'll try that one first.
we'll start in the morning. Because we are fishless this morning so far, we'll sit and have some coffees and teas, and hopefully that's just the tonic we need to catch on, Mark.
Yeah, do something.
We started the day with a lovely brekkie. We had some poached eggs, salmon, and some lovely toasted muffins. But it was rudely interrupted as one of Mark's rods went into total meltdown.
Well, that interrupted our breakfast tea.
Yeah. Ripped off, didn't it, that one?
He's still pulling at range as well, isn't he?
It is, mate, yeah.
He's right. He don't like getting interrupted for breakfast, mate.
I think that's it right out there.
I think Mark's steadily walking back, pumping the fish to the front of the swim, and then sort of pedalling back to the back of the swim just to keep the fish moving, just so it stays out of the weed. And it's a good tactic. Once the fish is moving, keep it moving. It just sort of wallows itself away and hopefully keeps the weed off it. So, well done, mate.
Oh, come on.
I feel my net at the same time. Not easy, but we'll give it our best shot. There he is, he's tucking himself right under the trees there. There he is. Easy does it, Mark. Yes! That is amazing.
That was a battle royale, wasn't it?
Mate,
That towed me everywhere.
That took you everywhere.
Yeah, towed me everywhere. I'm mate, so happy to get that one in. And it snagged me down in the corner as well, just down to my right here, and I thought, oh no, it's going to be game over with barbless hooks, but yeah, luckily he stayed on, and he's it's another nice fish, mate, isn't it? Another linear as well.
Brilliant. What a great way to start the morning.
We are very blessed, very blessed.
Yes, yes, yes.
This one led me a right merry dance. It's 26.10. Lovely. I think. There we go. There we go. Well, that is what they call a very welcome return. Lovely.
Well, sadly my area looked devoid of carp that morning. They'd moved over to the right of Mark, it seemed, which was great, as we'd now managed to each catch a lovely linear from a lake that held so many fond memories for us both. It was great to be back, but we decided to wrap it up slowly. Our 24 hours at Horseshoe was nearly up. But Mark being Mark, he couldn't resist just one more cast. And with a fresh bag slid down the hook link, it didn't take long before he was into his second carp of the day.
That was a turn up. I didn't think anything was going to happen, and yeah, this one's tore off. Lovely.
Well, we're thinking about wrapping it up, weren't we?
We were, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
Is he in close already?
Yeah, he's just down there. He's gone past missed all my other rods, which was nice.
It's a very squinty face.
Very sensitive
Very
eyes.
squinty face.
Very sensitive eyes.
Yeah. It's a face of pure focus. That looks a very chunky mirror, that one, Mark.
Really? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, hard to say, isn't it, sort of weight-wise?
Well, they're post-spawning. I suppose they spawned a few months ago,
Yeah.
but they're on their way back up. But there's a good average stamp, isn't there?
There is. Yeah, the fish we've caught, definitely.
Yeah. Ooh. What's that?
£30 one?
Yay! Yeah,
do.
That's a nice one to finish the trip off.
Yeah, mate, that would do, wouldn't he?
Well, if it is the last one.
Well, who knows, mate. Weren't expecting this one. It looked pretty devoid of carp out there, didn't it? But this one rattled off on the close-in mark.
Those little bags on the short hook links are doing the trick, aren't they?
Yeah, he was nailed this one, to be fair. It's good.
I think they're hitting that silkweed and almost like,
And laying out, aren't
Yeah,
they?
laying
Or
out.
Unfolding, yeah.
yeah. But it's hot, mate. We better get him back.
Yep.
Only literally seconds out of the water this time of the year. Yeah, and but what a lovely stamp of carp.
Yeah, mate. Kudos to the Carp Society and Horseshoe, because
Yeah.
they've retained that old feel of the lake we used to fish 20 years ago.
Yeah, a lot of memories here, mate.
Nothing's
Loads of
changed. The
memories. No.
swims are still the same.
Yeah.
The water's still the same, and you've still caught them. How you caught them was on the same method 20 years ago.
It was, mate. Yeah, it's quite nice to catch him that way.
Oh, mate, reminisce. A lovely
Yeah,
trip
we
down
must,
memory
mate.
lane.
We must come back. We must come back, because the stamp of fish and the fish we're catching, they spawned, a few weeks ago, so they're at their lowest weight. So there's some massive fish in here now.
Yeah.
It's good.
Right, mate. Adios.
Yeah.
Lovely to catch a couple. It's raining now,
Yeah.
so I haven't even attempted to pack away my kit. But I'm going to in a minute.
Yeah, man.
Until next time.
All right, mate. I'll catch you tomorrow.
See you later.
See you later.